The Daily Purge. Man, it's Monday. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, sorry. Last time I did a recording was on Wednesday with Lane. We had just gotten back from Croatia. The next day I went to Switzerland. Now I'm in Poland after Hungary. So it was like Croatia, Switzerland, Croatia, Hungary, Switzerland, Hungary, Poland. But before that, it was Jesus. I don't even remember. We went to Peru. I went to America. Then I went to Peru. Then I came back. Went to Turkey. Then I went back to Hungary. Then I went to Croatia. Then I went back. And then I went to Switzerland. I went back. Now I'm in Poland. And there's somewhere else I was too, but I can't remember where it was. But just all over the place. And it was just dawning on me because every time I go somewhere, I'm meeting people all the time, like constantly. And it's something that I love doing. I love talking to people, hanging out with people, chilling with people, all the kind of stuff. And it's so easy to do too. You know, when you're already traveling, both people are traveling, you're on an airplane, you're on a bus, from the airplane, you're doing whatever you're doing. And it's so easy to get into conversations and to find out what they do, right? Or what do they need? Or where are they stuck? And all this kind of stuff. And I would say no conversation goes by without me finding out what one of their issues are, if they have an issue, what one of their problems are, if they have a problem, all these things. I know what the business they're in. I can maybe say, hey, well, that sounds familiar. That sounds interesting. What about this or that or the other, right? And then I just sort of try to find a way to solve the problem. So you always add value. You always add value by solving problems. We know that, right? That's what we talk about when in our book. So what I want to talk about is real simple: the cost of not expanding your network. Right. So intangible numbers, if you look at your network, everyone talks about your network is your net worth. I hate that. But in a way, it's true. If you just look at let me give you an example. So I've been building my network out for years and years. I never really consciously did it to collect anything or to say, oh, I'm going to leverage this later. And I often wondered to myself up until about 5 years ago, how do I make money out of my network? Because it's massive. It's huge, right? Well, in the past, I've done it. I've made money because I made a deal with somebody, raised funds for their project or whatever, and I got a cut. And, once again, this is happening again now, right? So it's quite a substantial, mid six figures business proposition just for me to introduce the right people at the right time for the right projects or ideas or whatever it is. And just because I know these people, I get paid. Just because I know these people, I get equity in companies. Just because I know these people, I get commissions. And so these are all passive forms of income. Imagine making $100,000 a year extra for doing nothing except introducing people. Right? Well, you can't introduce people you don't know. And that's my point. If you're not expanding your network every single day, well, then you're missing out. And that doesn't mean that everyone has to be George Clooney or whoever. It can be anybody, because you never know who you may need, and you never know what that means to the person who asks you if you can help them. If someone says, hey, I need, whatever. I don't know. I need whatever. I'm losing my mind. I'm so tired. Sorry. Anyway. So if you don't know enough people to introduce to other people, you can't turn your network into a net worth. And so you always have to be asking and probing and finding out, but truly being interested in what it is that they do and why they do what they do and these things like that. Then you can find situations. I mean, I don't know of the last person I spoke to where I didn't have an idea for a solution. Even it was just say, hey, let me hook you up with this guy or that guy to make it happen. So real simple. In every conversation you go into, wherever you sit down, if there's a person within earshot, within a couple feet of you, start talking to them. Ask them questions. Be interested in what their questions were, their answers were to your questions, and ask questions about those answers. And stay on track, right? Stay on track. You just do that for a little bit, a while, and boom, it just extrapolates from there. You're networking vicariously through me today. Thanks, brother. All right. Well, that's it now. Greetings from Poland, from Warsaw, not the Warsaw, but the Warsaw with a C, Warsaw, Kol, or whatever they call it from here. I didn't see much of the city. It was working too much, but hey, really cool situation up here. Really cool opportunity. We shall see what it turns into. Other than that, everyone have a fantastic one. And remember, it's all about quality of life. See you possibly tomorrow. I fly back tomorrow.